attributes, the heavenly gods. They're not people gods and goddesses, they're attributes. And he's being weighed in the balance. His heart is put in a canopic jar, a heavy earthen jar. It's put on one side of the scale, the feather of Ma'at is put on the other side of the scale. And the question then becomes, how can this heavy heart in a heavy canopic jar balance a feather of Ma'at? Well, there's a way. Because what he can do now, he can stand there and he can make what's called the declaration of innocence. He knew right from wrong. He could say the following things: I have not killed. That makes his heart a little lighter. I have not polluted the water. Heart get a little lighter. I have not sworn. Heart get a little lighter. I have not defrauded. Heart get a little lighter. That's the origin of our phrase being light-hearted. Your heart gets lighter as you can make these declarations of innocence. Now, when you read the literature, E.F. Wallace Budge, who found the book down in the temple, he couldn't read the title, and so he decided that they were called negative confessions. All he knew about was confessing stuff. So he called them the negative confessions. Well, if a confession is a declaration of wrong, then a negative confession is a declaration of innocence. So what Ani is doing is proclaiming his innocence. I knew these things are wrong, I did not do them. Now, as he's being judged, there are several characters watching this. One of the characters is Anubis. The balance is going up and down. The needle on the balance has got to reach that middle point. The person making that measurement is Anubis. Anubis is a jackal-headed god in the Egyptian conceptualization. Why a jackal-headed god? Well, what do we know about jackals? Jackals are canines, dog-like creature. They cannot eat fresh meat, nor can they eat putrefied meat. So they kill their prey, bury it in the sand, and come back at the precise moment between fresh and putrefied. At the precise moment. So jackals represent precision. And I know personally, if it was my heart in that jar, if I was being measured, I'd want somebody with some real good eyesight. Okay? I wouldn't want no imprecise measurements. So the jackal is used as a symbol of precise measurement. Now, there's also a creature on the ground there. I can't give his name, I've forgotten his name, but he's composed of a crocodile, a hyena, several other pieces, things that were dangerous to the Egyptians. And they said if you were found wanting, that creature would devour you, eat you up. If you were found justified, well, either way, Thoth would write in the book of life what happened. Keep the record. If you were found worthy, Heru, the son of God, would come and take you by the hand and physically lead you to the throne of his father Osiris. None comes to the Father except by me. Nobody comes to the Father except I take him there. The point I'm making, most of our Christian theology comes off of that scene. Did you see the sign, the Waiting Heart in Dendera? You saw it on the wall there, right? Been on the wall 6,000 years. It's older than Christianity. Most Christian theology, most of the jargon of Christianity comes directly out of that scene of the weighing of the heart of Ani. And unlike the European conceptualization, where nobody really is watching the whole thing, in fact, you know, in the European conceptualization, justice is blind. You're blindfolded. Well, I wouldn't want anybody blind measuring me. As I said before, I want somebody with real good eyesight. I don't need all the help I can get. You know. And in the picture, I'll bring it in next time. In the picture of the weighing of the soul, everybody's watching to make sure it's a public procedure. You knew when you were created what right was and what wrong was. You had the responsibility to do right. You had the ability to do right. And because you had the ability to do right, your response to that was your response to the ability or your responsibility to do right. So we're talking about two different mythologies. We have grown up under the mythology that comes from the European. A hostile mythology, it's an unjust mythology. It's not a mythology based upon truth and justice and righteousness. I brought two books in today. I want to pass them around. They're right there. Every people on the planet have creation mythologies, ways they have conceptualized how life began. If you read their mythologies, you get a very keen insight into how they thought and how they would therefore conduct themselves. I did not know until a few years ago that there were such things as mythologies, because I was told that, I was told there was mythologies. The Odyssey was mythology. Iliad was mythology. I was not told that the Old Testament was written at the exact same time, in the exact same place, and it too was a mythology. And many people today, probably 90% of the people who will be in church tomorrow, do not know that the Old Testament, much of it, is mythology. And because they have not recognized it as mythology, they have not analyzed what's really being said by the story. What are the principles being put forth? Are there things you agree with or things you don't agree with? Of course, in the European setting, you're not given an opportunity to think about whether you want to agree with it or not. You're told, this is it. God said this. Do it or die, do it and die. Okay?